Hello, I'm at GutFromHouse.com, and this is a radical board called the 2019 K2 Afterblack. It's a park deck for intermediate to advanced level hard charging riders. They kind of want a board that does and performs quite a bit more and has more ollie pop than your standard kind of park board. The Afterblack has a 3-year warranty, which is awesome, which means you can ride this thing super hard. It's a true twin. You can ride it this way or this way. It's going to feel the exact same. And of course, it features a centered stance. And then of course, with that centered stance is a 2x4 insert pack, which gives you a lot of different stance options. A lot of people have sought after this thing. It's kind of a new deck to the line. It comes in a wide version too. And then it has a predominantly kind of camber profile shape with a little bit of rocker on the nose and the tail. It's called a twin camber combo. For the most part, you can just outside the insert packs aboard is going to have an arcing style camber. It's quick edge to edge. It actually arcs up quite a bit. And then there's a little bit of rocker on the nose and the tail that lifts up those contact points. One thing I've come to know about the Afterblack though is that where that camber ends, kind of like halfway between the insert pack and the contact, that ollie comes really, really fast. So you can load your tail up or load your nose up for an ollie, and it's gonna pop really fast. And then there's also carbon in it, so it's gonna load up quite a bit more and spring you a lot higher than you're probably used to. The field of flex rating of the Afterblack is about a 6 overall, but the center of the board is gonna be about a 5. And the nose and the tail, I'd probably put about a 7. These things are actually pretty sturdy. So when you take this thing out of the park, say you're like riding down the hill for the rest of the day, or you just want to do some free ride laps, you can still maneuver this board well, but it's going to be a little bit more stable because of that dark web style carbon. And then with that 8-meter side cut radius, you can still do big sweeping style carves. Again though, it's a true twin board. This is going to excel the most in the park, but if you want to set your stance back and just ride groomers all day, you can definitely do that. There's a BAP wood core. I have a feeling that's birch, aspen, and paulownia. 3 great styles of wood that are kind of accelerate each other. Some are soft, some are more dense, but they still have a lot of energy. And the board actually features what's called a hybrid taper style construction. So that BAP wood core is gradually thinned out towards the tips because there's a sidewall construction for the pretty much the full running length of the board, and then it gradually transitions into a cap wall style construction to reduce the overall amount of swing weight, which is actually pretty great. And then that wood core has a tri-X fiberglass on top and on bottom that gives it a lot of energy, but then there's the dark web. Dark web is actually kind of like an X beam of carbon fiber strands that kind of starts right about there, runs through the insert pack and goes to the contact point on kind of both sides and on both the tip and the tail. The cool part about that is that it still gives the board like you can still torsionally twist the board when you want to like make quick maneuvers, set up for a jump, set up for a jib, but at the same time it loads the nose and the tail up a lot with pop, which is great. And then when you want to press this thing, the center is soft enough to like kind of course press into it, but then there's a stable zone where that carbon is. It takes a little bit more effort, of course, to press the deck because of that carbon, but once you shift your hip over the top of the nose and the tail, you'll be like locked in and good to go. And then of course the Afterblack will feature a centered style base. It actually has lots of structure to it, so in warm and really wet conditions, this base can be really fast, but you can put temperature-specific wax in it because it's sintered. But keep your eye on it throughout the season. Make sure to keep it waxed up so it rides as fast as it possibly can. Then there's that 360 wrap standard steel edge. Again, even though the edge has like a pretty good amount of bite to it, you know, it's like pretty sharp. Those contact points are just raised up, but detune them a little bit if you're scared of like catching and whatnot. But overall, though, the Afterblack dope board, pretty much a camber style board with a little bit of rock on the nose and tail. But that camber and that pop comes like right after that foot. So be ready for that. Might take a little time to get used to, but once you get used to it, you can like load this thing up super fast. So have fun with it. This is the K2 Afterblack for 2019. Of course, you can see it at thehouse.com by selecting the link below in the description. Leave a comment or a question. Subscribe to the channel there. Check out more vids there. Hopefully I'll see you guys on snow. Peace.